13-4 at Fenway, have the best batting average in baseball, and are just one game out of first place. Friday night fright caused a week of worry for the Fenway faithful. But since then, the planets have realigned to make one thing clear. Pedro is here to eclipse that fear. Live from Fenway Park, NESN presents Boston Red Sox baseball. Tonight, the Red Sox take on the Texas Rangers. Hi, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo, as always, joined by Jerry Remy. The final game of this series with Texas, and all eyes on Pedro Martinez.
Well, certainly Pedro coming out of his last start with the right groin problem. But I'll tell you what, if he was anything but 100%, I don't think there's any way that Pedro himself would go out there tonight or Grady Little would send him out there. I think he's going to be okay, and he's got a great record against the Texas Rangers, 7-1 in his major league career.
Well, tonight he'll be matched up against Alan Bennis. We're back with the first pitch from Fenway after this. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. By your Boston area Lexus dealers, putting the world on notice again. And by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. And good evening, everybody. Welcome back to Fenway Park. A little chilly here tonight. Lights already on as the Red Sox get ready to wrap up their series with the Texas Rangers. Let's take a look at the Rangers starting 9 tonight. Carl Everett back in there to lead it off in right field. Hank Blaylock at third base. Alex Rodriguez at shortstop. Rafael Palmeiro after last night off back in there. Juan Gonzalez the DH. Ruben Sierra in left. Todd Green activated from the DL does the catching. Ryan Christensen bats 8th and plays in center. And Michael Young at second base bats 9th.
The defense tonight for the Red Sox will have Bill Miller at third base, Nomar at shortstop, Todd Walker at second, and David Ortiz at first. Left to right, Manny Ramirez, Johnny Damon, and Trot Nixon. Jason Veritek behind the plate, and on the mound, Pedro Martinez. Start number 9, the record of 3-2. Of course, last time out, 5 innings against Minnesota. They got 5 runs in those first 2 innings. Todd Sears had a 3-run home run, and Pedro leaving after the 5 with that tender right groin, and we'll be watching that very close tonight to see how he responds. As I mentioned down in the open, I think it's going to be fine. I don't think there's any way they would send Pedro out there unless he was 100%.
The umpiring crew tonight, Jim Wolf has a plate. Mike Everett at first, Hunter Wintelstead at second, and Larry Young, the umpire, at third. Carl Everett in there, Pedro ready, and the first pitch of this one is fouled off. Everett at 326, off to a terrific beginning to this 2003. 12 homers and 35 runs driven in for Everett. Well, tonight is a little bit on the chilly side as it begins, and not likely to warm up as the night goes on. The wind blowing in as the ball game begins, and that flag in left center field indicating just that as it heads in towards the hitter. Pedro ready with the 2-1. The breaking ball wraps its way around the plate for a strike. 2-2.
Because with that injury, that is his push-off leg. So if you see a lot of pitches that stay up in the zone, and especially his breaking ball and his changeup, that may mean that he's having a problem with it. Doesn't appear so at this point.
Gets Everett. Martinez strikes out Carl Everett to begin his outing here tonight.
Well, let's take a look at tonight's game notes brought to you by New England Toyota dealers. The Red Sox 14-2 at home against Texas. Since '99, Red Sox 28 steals, third most in the American League. And the bullpen over the last 9 games, a 1.24 ERA, only 4 earned runs in 29 innings.
One down for Hank Blaylock. Out after that first pitch from Pedro. Blaylock still the league leader at 378. In fact, he is by 28 points. Second in the American League is Rocco Baldelli at 350. But Blaylock still the league leader in hitting. Quickly in the hole, 0-2.
With that strikeout against Everett, 55 strikeouts for Pedro on the season, 10 behind Mike Mussina, who leads the American League with 65.
The 0-2 to Blaylock, and he'll miss up and away. Ball 1. Blaylock is not only the American League leader in batting average, he is the Major League leader in batting average. Comes in at .378. Edgar Renteria leading the National League. Blaylock strikes out. Back-to-back Ks for Pedro to begin his night.
Well, the last time Pedro faced Texas this season, he got a win down in Arlington. He struck out 8 in that ball game. Season high is 12. He did that against the Twins right here at Fenway Park. Quick start tonight for Martinez. Both strikeouts on the fastball.
So 2 down, and it brings up A-Rod. Alex Rodriguez at .327, 11 home runs and 30 runs driven in so far. A terrific season for Alex Rodriguez. Quickly out of the gate. In the midst of a 10-year deal with the Texas Rangers that will bring him somewhere in the neighborhood of $252 million. Foul tip, 2-1 now to A-Rod. So Pedro off to the fast start, striking out Everett and Blaylock here out of the gate tonight on a cold night. Pedro with the long sleeves on, as many of the Red Sox have on. He comes in tight that time. The fastball has not been overpowering here in the beginning in this first inning. And the 3-1 that will just miss, held on to by Veritek for another second, but walk here with 2 down for A-Rod. Where available, tonight's broadcast can be heard in Spanish by using the SAP function on your TV set.
Buenas noches, amigos. Disfruten el juego.
Here's Rafael Palmeiro. He had last night off after playing in game 1 of the series, and he's back in there tonight at .252. 10 home runs this season, of course 500 now in his career. A little check swing grounder to Pedro, on to first, and that'll do it. So the Rangers leave a runner, they get nothing. Red Sox coming up from Fenway. Back at Fenway, Texas gets nothing in the top of the first. Let's look at the Red Sox starting lineup into the bottom of the first. Johnny Damon leads it off at center field. Todd Walker at second base. Nomar at shortstop. Manny Ramirez in left. David Ortiz at first base with Kevin Millar, the DH. Trot Nixon in there at .377 at home. It is Bill Miller at third base batting eighth, and Jason Veritek does the catching.
And the defense tonight for the Texas Rangers. Hank Blaylock will be at third base. A-Rod the shortstop. Michael Young at second, and Rafael Palmeiro at first. Left to right, Ruben Sierra, Ryan Christensen, and Carl Everett. Todd Green just off to the Sable list will be doing the catching. And on the mound, Alan Bennis just come over from the Chicago Cubs for a player to be named later. Made one start. That was against Cleveland back on the 10th. Only lasted 3 1/3 innings in that game, allowing 6 hits and 4 earned runs.
Here is Johnny Damon to begin the action tonight. He takes strike 1 right out of the gate. Damon at .237, 5 homers, and 16 runs batted in. And Blaylock, the third baseman for the Rangers, in at the lip of the grass at third in case Damon entertains any thoughts of bunting his way on. And a slice it foul off the left side.
Bennis spent some time at Iowa in AAA, a couple of starts there, 3 appearances for the Cubs, all of those out of the bullpen, and 1 start since coming over to Texas.
31-year-old right-hander. Missing down and in this time to Damon. 2-2 the count. Stands at 6'5", 240 pounds, pretty well put together. Came from the Cubs for a player to be named later. Just 6 days ago, May the 9th, he was acquired by the Texas Rangers. The 2-2. Damon will send it foul again.
Well, unbelievable. A very rare good play in a luxury box.
Wow. A little lunging went on there. Adjusting up top. Full count now to Damon. Send it foul down past Mike Cubbage. Rattles around down there off the short fencing.
First time, obviously, that Bennis has faced the Red Sox. Bill Miller's faced him a few times over in the National League. Miller hitting 8th in the lineup tonight.
Bennis, originally picked by the Padres in the 49th round in '90, did not sign, and then the Cardinals came calling in '93. This is grounded to second. Young will throw out Damon. Well, the Cardinals made him their first-round choice, 16th overall in 1993. That time he signed and came up through the Cardinals system, spending 5 years, actually parts of 6 years, with the St. Louis Cardinals, and enjoyed his finest season in 1996 when he compiled 13 wins, was 13-10 for the Cards.
Yeah, and then after that had some arm problems. Really missed the better part of a couple of seasons with arm difficulty. A couple of operations.
Had shoulder surgery on September 3rd of '97 to repair partially torn rotator cuff.
Tell you what, the fans are ready tonight.
I guess when you get a good play in a luxury box, that just goes all through the stadium.
A couple of great grabs right out of the gate. He's fired up. The 0-2 to Walker. Little miss inside. Well, the fans trying to stay loose here tonight on a chilly night on this May the 15th at Fenway.
Isn't this ridiculous?
This is unbelievable.
May the 15th, we still got that dumb sea breeze coming in and making it about at least 10 degrees cooler than what it is inland.
And the wind certainly adds to the effect, and it is blowing in right now. Walker pops up the 1-2 above us and out of play. Bennis in his second appearance with the Texas Rangers, roughed up the first time around. Inside to Walker, and the lengthy at bat continues. He's fouled off a bevy of pitches. 2-2 the count. The Red Sox a game back of the Yankees heading into tonight's action. The Red Sox are 25-14. A very impressive home mark of 13-4 for Boston. And they've gotten this homestand, a rather lengthy one, off on a good start. Headed to Michael Young on the ground, and the second baseman throws out Todd Walker. 2 down.
Hard to figure, Don. You know, you look at the home record this season. A year ago, the Red Sox had trouble at home. What's the explanation? I have no explanation for it.
We were talking about it last year when they had such an incredible road record, the best in the major leagues at one point. You know, what makes that easier for you on the road that would not be as easy here at home? There's no way really to tell. But so far, very impressive here at the friendly confines of Fenway. Omar opting not to swing at the first pitch, and he's ahead. So while the Red Sox are a game out of first, the Texas Rangers are 8 games back of the Oakland A's and the Seattle Mariners. The Rangers are 16-23 heading into tonight's action. Omar pops it up right side. Michael Young has a chance to contribute with all 3 putouts or assists. In this case, it's a putout. In order to go the Red Sox in the first, we played 1, no score from Fenway. Back at Fenway, scoreless. On to the second inning, and leading it off is Juan Gonzalez, the Texas DH. Gonzalez with 13 home runs coming into tonight's action, the league leader in the American League. Check swing grounder. Nomar ranging to his left. The throw a little bit off the mark, but in time as Ortiz had to lean towards the home plate side.
Well, H.P. Hood is rooting for the Red Sox and kids throughout New England. Each time the Red Sox strike out an opponent, make a double play, or hit a home run at Fenway, Hood donates $100 to the Hood Home Team Advantage Fund, which in turn benefits children's hospitals all over New England.
One down for Ruben Sierra, who gets a start in left field for Texas tonight. He came on to run last night. Did not start in last night's game, but gets the start in left tonight, as he ran for Mark Teixeira, who had been hit by a pitch last night, not in the lineup tonight. Sierra at .247, 2 homers and 6 runs batted in. On the ground, off the bag, Ortiz knocks it down, flips to Pedro, not in time. A change direction on Ortiz after it hit the bag. He was able to knock it down, but on at first is Ruben Sierra.
Now, Ortiz really made a great effort on this. So once the ball hits the bag, I mean, generally infielders don't even get a glove on it. Ortiz very tall and somehow is able to get the glove on it, but can't quite complete the play. Picks it up, the underhand flip, but Sierra just beats it at first base.
Teixeira, you were mentioning, he got hit in the hand last night. They took him for x-rays. The x-rays are negative, but I'm sure that hand pretty sore today.
I'm sure it is, as he is not in the lineup tonight. Sierra is and has an infield hit, the first hit for either side tonight. He stands at first with 1 out. And here's Todd Green hitting at 179. He's just activated from the DL as Todd Green. He was placed on the DL on April 30th with a strained right hamstring muscle after he sustained the injury running the bases on April 29th in Toronto. So he's been out the last 13 games.
Be a tough way to break back into the lineup. You know, you've been on the DL, and the first guy you face on a chilly night is Pedro Martinez. I might want to wait a day or something. I don't know.
We saw David Segui do that earlier.
Yeah.
Baltimore this year was activated just in time to face Pedro. The 1-1 to Green. Let's send that foul back to the backstop.
Pretty good hack at that high fastball.
To make room for Todd Green, catcher Gerald Laird was optioned to Oklahoma of the Pacific Coast League. Sierra at first, held on by David Ortiz with 1 out here in the visiting half of the second inning. Got him. Went up top to do so. Third strikeout for Pedro. 2 down.
Well, the K-men are in a different place again tonight. They're out in center field. They're trying to find a comfortable home for those strikeouts that Pedro puts up there. Another fastball up about letter high. All 3 strikeouts tonight coming on the fastball. There they are.
That's not a bad spot, actually.
No, that's pretty good.
They got the railing in front. That's a pretty good spot. They have been all over this ballpark trying to find the right spot. And that's pretty good. This is Ryan Christensen, the center fielder for the Rangers. Just up over 200 at 202. 2 homers and 12 runs batted in. The next pitch from Martinez, who's 25th. As this one fouled back below us. Pedro walked Alex Rodriguez in the first inning. He gave up an infield hit to Ruben Sierra in this inning. The Rangers have had 2 base runners so far. The 0-2 fouled off again.
Now this very well could be a big strikeout night for Pedro. The Rangers is the only team that struck out more than the Rangers of the Toronto Blue Jays. And as I mentioned, Pedro did have the 8 in that first outing down in Arlington.
Under warmer conditions, I might add.
And the 0-2 is in there for strike 3. Fourth strikeout for Pedro. Gone are the Rangers in the second. Inning and a half done, no score. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Bob Stores. We know our customers and the brands they live in. By Coors Light, cold down easy. And by Volvo, the official vehicle of the Red Sox. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at frigid Fenway, ready for the bottom of the second inning. On a cool night with the wind blowing in very hard from center field. They tell us 15 miles per hour, that wind out there. As Manny Ramirez leads it off here in the last of the second inning. Alan Bennis had a 1-2-3 first against the Red Sox. Manny at .331, 5 homers and 25 runs driven in. Batting average has him currently parked 7th in the American League. And the only member of the Red Sox in the top 10 as far as batting average goes. But the Red Sox as a club come into tonight's action tied for the top spot in the American League. The Red Sox collectively as a club hitting at .284. They're tied with the Toronto Blue Jays. Kind of surprising. And he couldn't hold up, and it evens up at 2-2. This one will get by Green to the backstop. Full count to Ramirez. Bennis made 3 relief appearances with Chicago this season after being recalled from Iowa on April 16th. Earned his first save of his pro career with a 3-inning performance on April 17th against Cincinnati. And he pops this up. Down from third comes Blaylock, still coming, and now Bennis almost got in the way, but Blaylock steps around him to make the catch.
Well, game time is Miller time at Fenway and on Nesson. Stop by a participating Fenway area retailer before game, and you will win free tickets to the game. End up on Nesson, and the game time is Miller time. Fenway seats.
One down. The first 4 retired by Alan Bennis tonight. It brings up David Ortiz. 227, a home run. 12 runs batted in for the Red Sox first baseman. David was 3 for 3 with a double, 2 runs batted in, and a run scored, lifting his average to its highest point of the year as he stands in at 227. Game 1 of the series. Outfield straight away. The deepest is in right. Carl Everett. Well, the 2 home wins last night for the Red Sox. They lead the 9-game season series 3 games to 2 heading into the final game of this series. To center field, and Ortiz has a base hit with 1 down. First base runner of the night for Boston.
Now that fastball so far from Bennis, it's only been around 87, 88 miles an hour, so he's got to locate it perfectly like he did to Ramirez, who was up and in. He got him to pop up, but that fastball out over the plate, and Ortiz picks up the base hit. One out, one on for Kevin Millar, the DH. Under 300 now at 293. After spending the bulk of this season above 300. In the air to shallow center field. Out goes the shortstop Alex Rodriguez and the second baseman Young, and it'll be Michael Young. Just 2 short strides on the outfield grass. 2 down.
Right fielder number 7, Trot Nixon.
Anything like that's going to get likely knocked back towards the infield. That wind blowing in from center field to begin the game tonight. 2 down. Ortiz at first, and here comes Trot Nixon. Kind of weather reminds me a little bit of Candlestick, old Candlestick Park. You know, it was right there on the ocean, and anytime you got that breeze,
I mean, inland it could be 85 degrees and it was 55 in Candlestick. Same effect here at Fenway when the breeze is blowing in off the ocean.
At the end of the bat, grounded towards A-Rod. He will take it alone and force out Ortiz. We played 2 from Fenway, no score. Back at Fenway, ready for the top of the 3rd inning. The number 9 hitter, Michael Young, to get us started. Young is the number 9 hitter, but he totes pretty good batting average of .317. 3 homers and 18 runs batted in. Pedro with 4 strikeouts through the first 2 innings tonight.
And no sign at all of any problem with the injury that caused him to leave last game against Minnesota.
On the center field for a base hit. And the 2nd hit of the night for the Texas Rangers.
Well, win a LoJack stolen vehicle recovery system by entering the LoJack caught stealing sweepstakes at boston.com/Nesson. Every time the Sox catch a runner stealing, go to the website and enter the date, opponent, and runner caught stealing for your chance to win.
So the base hit by Michael Young, the first time tonight that the Texas Rangers have had the lead man on. And he is at first for Carl Everett as the Rangers go 2nd time through against Pedro. Everett trying to bunt his way on and pops it up foul. Carl, a strikeout victim in the 1st inning. Well, you mentioned we've seen no signs of Pedro having any kind of problems tonight. We've not seen any kind of extraordinary stretching either at any point tonight.
Nope.
Bunted back towards the mound. Pedro will handle it and throw out Everett at first. On to second goes Young, and it's like the Rangers playing for a run early in this game.
Well, you don't expect to score many against Pedro Martinez, especially the way that he's pitched against the Rangers. So Buck Joe Walton going with the sacrifice early in the ball game to try to get one up on the Red Sox.
So runner in scoring position with 1 out. Here's Hank Blaylock, who struck out swinging his first time. 25 points better than Rocco Baldelli and Brad Fulmer for the top spot in the American League. This is a guy who just hit .211 last year in his first season with the Texas Rangers and in the big leagues, and was so ineffective that he was sent back to Oklahoma, the AAA ball club for the Texas Rangers. In there for a strike. Pedro 3-2 with a 3.15 earned run average as he makes his 9th start of the year here tonight. Blaylock with a wild swing. 1-2.
No problem keeping that changeup down for Pedro. That pitch was never really in the strike zone.
35 pitches so far for Pedro. 24 of them have been for strikes. And as Blaylock stays alive. And out goes Veritek to talk to Martinez. Pedro's only appearance against Texas this season, a 5-4 victory. When he left the ball game, the score was 5-1 after 7 innings of 3 hit pitching, giving up 1 run. It was unearned. Struck out 8 and walked 6 in his only outing this year against Texas. In the air to right field. Nixon moving in as the wind knocks that down a little bit, and Trot makes the catch for out number 2.
Shortstop, number 3, Alex Rodriguez.
2 down for Alex Rodriguez, who walked his first time up. He's 2 for 11 so far in the last 3 games, but over the last 15 games still hitting at .381. And Pedro starts off ahead, 91 miles per hour that time for a strike. Right now the AL leader in strikeouts is Alex Rodriguez with 43 Ks so far this year. And in the hole here very quickly, 0-2. Going back out. We talked to Pedro. This guy's sort of been going back and forth here, and Veritek will head back in behind the dish. Looked like the first time he left he wasn't sure what they talked about, and then went back to confirm once again.
Hell, a guy like Rodriguez will make you have a few meetings at the mound.
The 0-2 from Pedro. He gets a piece and chops it foul. Alex Rodriguez, 43 strikeouts this season, but has still managed to hit .327. Home run total not shabby either. 11 home runs so far for A-Rod. The 0-2 backs him up a tad. The Rangers with 4 players in the top 10 in home runs. Juan Gonzalez 13, Everett 12, A-Rod 11, and Palmeiro with 10. The 1-2 struck him out. 5th strikeout for Pedro gone. Are the Rangers 2.5 in the books, no score. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by your Lincoln Mercury dealers. And by LoJack, keep it close. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park as we embark on the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Red Sox have been held to a hit, and Pedro on the other side of things has racked up 5 strikeouts through the first 3 innings. He has held the Rangers to 2 hits. And Alan Bennis takes his spot atop the hill, ready to deal with Bill Miller, who goes after the first pitch.
Wow, another good play.
You know what it is? You know, you often say that the infielders are on the tips of their toes when pitchers work quickly. Well, the crowd has been on the tips of their toes with some outstanding plays here in the crowd tonight so far on a chilly night.
Yeah, I'd have to say early performance by the fans better tonight than at any other game this year at Fenway.
The 0-1 to Miller, and that's in their first strike. Bill Miller has hit safely in his last 13 starts. That is a tad deceiving in that he did have a pinch hit appearance the other night to snap a 12-game hitting streak, but in the games that he started, he's had a hit in all 13. And over the last 13 games, hitting at .408. And of all the Red Sox, Bill Miller is a guy who's had some time to face Alan Bennis. Is that our first misplay of the evening?
Yeah, I think it did end up back down in the grandstand section.
Held off the left deck up into a luxury box. Doesn't make the catch when you're on the phone. It's one of those hazards of being on the phone. The 1-2. Down and in to Miller. Well, Alan Bennis getting the start here tonight for the Texas Rangers. They hope that he is a guy that can log some innings for them, and still looking for some starting pitching. Ishmael Valdez, the starter, is rehabbing in the Texas League for Texas. And did Miller turn into that pitch and get hit, or did he get the bat?
Now there you got the bat, Don. And if it didn't get the bat, it would have probably got him right in the chest. Fastball inside. Here comes the aborted swing.
Wow. That's a defensive swing. This one backs him up again, and it's a full count now to Bill Miller. First time the Texas Rangers have been 7 games under 500 this season at 16-23. Miller sends it foul down the left field line. Has had to throw 44 pitches so far through 2+ innings.
Yeah, Bill Miller has a lot of these type of at-bats too. Foul off a lot of pitches, make the pitcher throw a lot of pitches to him.
He's not an easy out. And he's not out this time as he works the leadoff walk to begin things here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Well, the Boston Marriott Copley Place is now offering triple play baseball packages. A 2-night stay for 2 at the Copley Marriott, daily breakfast for 2 at Gourmet's Restaurant, and 2 infield grandstand tickets to a Red Sox game. For details, call the Copley Marriott triple play hotline at 617-937-5600.
Miller aboard to begin things here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Here's Jason Varitek. Bats 9th, hitting at .265, 5 homers and 16 runs batted in. Jason this year with 27 hits, 14 of which have gone for extra bases. 8 doubles, a triple, and 5 home runs. Against right-handers this year, Varitek had .203 against lefties at .429. 1-0. Golf foul off the left side, and that'll get back and out of play. Bennis spending pretty much all of his career with the St. Louis Cardinals until last year when he joined the Chicago Cubs, who's 2-2 in 7 starts this year, beginning the year in the Cubs organization, but now with Texas. And ahead of Varitek, 1-2. This is brother Andy, pitched in the majors from '89 through 2002 with 4 different ball clubs. They were actually teammates for a while with the St. Louis Cardinals, '96 and '97, and again in 2000 and 2001. And his brother Andy has just finished up his career retiring. Actually had a younger brother, Adam, who was a former minor league player also in the St. Louis Cardinals system at one point. A 1-2. Varitek sends it foul.
Now this is not a good sign, all these foul balls. We need a quick game tonight because the world comes to an end at 10:30.
That could be the lunar eclipse.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to thank everybody who sent letters and emails today. Heard from astronomers, heard from professors. Someone in one email even referred to me as Carl Sagan. I now know what a lunar eclipse is, and I have a much better grasp. That's some help from the fans tonight as well. Thank you very much. Wally is ready also for this eclipse, apparently.
Scared the little guy to death last night, I'll tell you. You know, our relationship has been kind of on and off, but I felt bad for the little dude last night. He couldn't sleep. He was up every 5 minutes. On the way to the park today, he made me stop at Harvard to talk to a couple professors. We went to the Museum of Science. He still doesn't believe the world's not going to end at 10:30 tonight.
I like the glasses. The sunglasses are the best effect.
Yeah, when that sun comes out, look out. We're all going to be toast.
Well, good at bat here for Varitek and a full count. I figured it would be all over when I get to the ballpark today, figuring that I had gotten all the emails out of the way. The fans had contacted us either through Nesson or through email. When I got here, and Tim Wakefield then needed to see me and go over what a lunar eclipse was as well. Miller takes off, and Varitek fouls off yet another pitch. So Wakefield covered it very, very well. In fact, he made it very easy for me. A lot of the diagrams I got today still were very confusing. But Wakefield did it in a way that even I could understand.
And that is?
That is that the Earth actually shadows the moon. Varitek strikes out. Miller was running, and Miller, he is out. Strike him out, throw him out, and there's quickly 2 down in the inning.
Looked like a changeup that time from Bennis to pick up the strikeout. Because Miller does not have great speed, but they send him. And Todd Green, who just coming off the DL, throws out his first guy of the year. He's now 1 for 5, throwing out base runners.
So Todd Green just activated before the ball game tonight and throws out Bill Miller. 2 down, and here is Johnny Damon. And in the dirt, 2-0 now to Damon. See, now you can't even tell if my theory was right because it's so cloudy up there. You won't really know if the sun comes out or not.
Oh no! When the sun comes out in front of the Earth, you'll feel it.
First strike.
There's not many clouds that are going to hold that.
So it is the Earth's shadow.
Forget it.
That covers the moon.
You're going to mess it up again.
No. I have a great grasp now. And then the solar one during the day, the moon blocks out the sun, which is the other eclipse that you can have.
That's a total eclipse of the sun.
I'm now Joe Eclipse. And this is away, and it is a walk for Johnny Damon with 2 outs in the inning. The second walk given up by Bennis, a 2-out walk.
Second baseman, number 12, Todd Walker.
And Todd Green, the catcher, out to talk to the starters. They will get ready to face Todd Walker. Walker grounded out to second base his first time up in the first inning, and his career against the Rangers, the bulk of that spent with the Minnesota Twins for Todd Walker. It's a nice start to his Red Sox career this season.
Johnny Damon, a perfect 9 for 9 in steals this season. He's 3rd in the league behind Jerry Hairston. Hairston with 12, and Carl Crawford of Tampa Bay, he has 10.
Ahead 2-0. And Miller led the inning off with a walk. Varitek struck out with Miller on the move and turned out to be a strike him out, throw him out double play. Miller gunned down. And Johnny Damon walked. He's at first with 2 outs in the inning. Already the 63rd pitch from the right-hander Alan Bennis. A lot of the Red Sox hitters have gone deep into counts and fouled off a lot of Alan Bennis pitches. Well, Hershiser looking on. The Bulldog, pitching coach for Texas. Damon at first, and the hit and run works into left center field. Damon still running. They'll be stopped at third by Cubbage. Todd Walker into left center field with a base hit. The Red Sox have runners at the corners with 2 down.
Well, with Damon off at first base, that's going to pull A-Rod out of position. Watch him come into your pitcher to cover second base, and Walker finds that vacant hole, and a little first and third action with 2 outs.
It was Nomar last night who hit a 2-run home run in the last of the first inning to get the Red Sox off on the right foot last night. In game 2 of the series, he's riding the 15-gamer at 328. Nomar popped out to second base his first time up. In the air, down the line and right. Everett moving over. It's falling fast, and Everett will dive and not make the catch. Damon's in easily. Walker will try to score all the way from first. He will easily. And to third goes Nomar. 2 runs in. Red Sox on top, 2-0.
Well, you could see that coming. The way the breeze is blowing here at Fenway Park, it just knocked that ball down and kept pushing it away from Carl Everett. Everett tries to make the catch around the shoestring, but gets by him, and once it does, 2 runs come across to score. On a night where that wind's blowing out, that's just kind of a routine play in right field.
Well, the fans out there in the right field corner really giving him the business right now. With 2 down, and Manny out after the first pitch. Sends it right side. The first baseman, Palmeiro, all of a sudden became part of the play and makes the catch with the wind knocking it down. 2 runs in, 3 innings done. 2-0 Boston. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. By Jeep, only in a Jeep. And by Samuel Adams Boston Lager, always a good decision. On to the top of the 4th inning. Red Sox now on top 2-0. Pedro Martinez with 5 strikeouts through the first 3 innings, and now a lead in which to work with for the first time tonight, with the Red Sox on top 2-0. And the pitchers on this chilly night certainly allowed to blow on the hands. The shift on for Rafael Palmeiro, who remarkably in the 500 home runs that he has, he does not have a home run against Pedro Martinez. See, the closest to 3,000 is Palmeiro on that list.
Had been struggling too before he got that home run. 6 for his last 32. That's not unusual when guys are going for a milestone.
Chop to first, and there's Ortiz to take it alone. Let's check in with Tom Caron. Tom?
Don, thank you. The nomadic tale of the K-Men continues. Lefty, one of the K-Men. There were some high-level negotiations with the Red Sox here before the game tonight, and this is a new location.
Yeah, as you pointed out, Tom, we've been moving each game, and finally the Red Sox came to us and approached us and said, we'd like you on the Monster tonight for one trial night.
One trial night. Dominicus, what did they tell you guys?
Well, we got to behave ourselves, but we're the K-Men. We have a platform. We're anti-wave, anti-alcohol, and anti-Taliban, so they don't have to worry about us.
There you go. It's all good up here on the Monster. The K-Men are ready to go, guys.
That'll fall for a base hit. And heading for second base now is Juan Gonzalez, who just gets in. And the wind is going to play with everything tonight.
Yep, sure is. And Ramirez, who plays a very shallow left field, still could not get to that ball. Drops between himself and Garcia Parra, and pretty good hustle here by Gonzalez to get himself into second base. Manny called him off right at the last second. It looked like Nomar was getting ready to make the play on that pop-up. Tip your cap to Gonzalez. A lot of guys hit pop-ups like that. They barely make first base. He's standing on second.
Into scoring position with one out, and Ruben Sierra standing in. He is one of 3 hits now off Pedro tonight. Sierra reached on an infield hit that actually hit the bag at first, his first time up. Well, I hope that the K-Men find their permanent home up there. That's a terrific spot for them.
I'll tell you what, they've got an excellent spokesman up there for their group.
Dominicus. Is that what his name was, I think?
I think so.
I hope I said it right.
Anti-wave.
No alcohol, no Taliban, I believe, is the 3 that he covered. And the boys have the correct number of Ks up there for Pedro. 5 strikeouts.
In case you're wondering about the one that's backwards, that's caught looking.
I thought you were going to say, in case you're wondering about the guy that doesn't have his face painted red, as we're looking at that group up there.
That's TC.
Okay. But he does have the shirt. That is a terrific shirt. The K-Men shirt. The 1-2 to Sierra. It'll pop up. The wind has been troublesome, but Nomar appears to have it sized up and does. 2 down. Time now for the Aflac trivia question. And our question tonight, name the last pitcher to win 300 games. We'll have the answer for you in the next half inning. That's what happens when you combine name, looking ahead to last, it becomes lame. His name, the last pitcher with 300 victories. Have the answer for you in the next half. Todd Green, the strikeout victim his first time. Green did his rehab work at Double-A Frisco. Will miss. 1-1, framed by Jason Varitek. Pedro has showed no signs of having any problem with the groin. It was his right groin that tightened up last time out, and on a cold night here tonight, no extra stretching, no signs of anything so far from Pedro. He has jumped ahead here 1-2.
It's almost like every time there's a man on second and they get 2 strikes on a hitter, there's a conference between Varitek and Pedro, and probably so he doesn't have to put down a sign or give a location.
Gonzalez at second base with 2 away. And the 1-2. Got him. Strikeout number 6 for Pedro Martinez. We played 3.5 from Fenway. It's 2-0 Boston. Add another, boys. Back at Fenway with the Red Sox on top 2-0. Let's check out how we have gotten to this point so far. Nomar Garcia Parra with a 2-run triple. Todd Walker with a single and a run, and Johnny Damon with a walk and a run. Pedro through 4 innings has given up 3 hits and 1 walk. He has struck out 6. And Alan Bennis, 3 innings, giving up 2 runs, both earned on 3 hits so far for the right-handed Texas starter, who's thrown 67 pitches so far tonight. And all eyes, of course, on Pedro Martinez tonight. Everybody wondering about that groin situation, and everything has been very, very good so far tonight for Pedro. Ortiz out after the first pitch. David singled to center field his first time up. David Ortiz, who plays winter ball in the Dominican often, and he is hosting the clubhouse manager from the team in the Dominican, who's here visiting the Red Sox, and was in the clubhouse before the ball game with him. A lot of the guys that have played on that Winter League team in the Dominican, knowing the clubhouse manager, who visited some of the Red Sox before the ball game. This is grounded, and diving at shorts, A-Rod gets up and throws a little bit wildly. Off the bag goes Palmeiro. Pretty good bid by A-Rod, even to get there in the first place.
I couldn't tell if this ball popped out of the glove and then had to pick it up again, but a tremendous play just getting to it. Going to the dive. Yeah, there it is. It bounces out of the glove, but right back in. But the throw's going to be a little bit off target. I think Ortiz would have beat that anyway, even with the good throw. Palmeiro doing the wise thing by coming off the bag, keep that ball from getting by him, and maybe 2 bases for Ortiz.
Second hit tonight for David Ortiz. The Red Sox have 4 in the game, and here is Kevin Millar. Popped out to second base first time up. And here the wind as it cranks in. Millar sends it out of the reach of Hank Blaylock at third into left. And the Red Sox on back-to-back hits have the first 2 men on here in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's time now for the answer to our Aflac trivia question. In the last pitcher to win 300 games. Your old teammate Nolan Ryan of the Texas Rangers, July 31st of 1990 against the Milwaukee Brewers. Prior to that, you got to go to 86, Don Sutton. 85, Phil Niekro. Also in 85, Tom Seaver did it with the White Sox. 83, Steve Carlton, and 1982, Gaylord Perry did it with Seattle. Trot Nixon grounded out his first time up.
So a new commercial that Nolan was making when we were downplaying the Rangers in Texas. Plus, he did those Advil commercials for a long time. Looked pretty good. Looked like he was in good shape. I'd say he from the right side and Randy Johnson from the left side had to be the 2 most intimidating pitches.
Nixon sends this to right center field. That'll fall for a base hit. David Ortiz being waved around. He is in, and the Red Sox lead it 3-0.
Now, Nixon was real hot before he had to miss a couple of games because of that left eye problem. Had an 0 for 2 last night, but picks up the base hit here to drive in his 19th run of the season. David Ortiz doing a lot of running. Had to run hard to first base. And now scores from second base on the base hit by Nixon. And that's going to bring Oral Hershiser out, as there is some activity down in the bullpen for the Rangers.
A lot of pitches for this pitcher that is in his second appearance with the Texas Rangers, as you see Todd Van Poppel up in the bullpen. He has thrown 76 pitches here in the early going as he works with nobody out in the last of the 4th inning. You mentioned Nolan Ryan. What kind of teammate was he?
Great teammate. Terrific guy. I mean, you're not going to find any better, you know. He was one of those guys in the day where a rookie came up and was treated like, you know, the bottom of the barrel. He always treated people with respect, and naturally, when you treat people that way, you respect him a lot.
I imagine he was the kind of guy that if you got hit.
Oh yeah. I mean, he's certainly a guy you wanted on your side. There's no question about that. He had a mean streak in him, and you don't become great pitchers unless you have a bit of a mean streak.
2 on, nobody out, a run already in, and here's Bill Miller, who has been very, very good this year in a Red Sox uniform. Close to 400 over the last 13 games for Bill Miller. Scrappy player and a pest at the plate. He has fouled off a lot of Alan Bennis pitches here tonight already, as he appears here just for his second at bat, walking the first time against Bennis. And he falls behind Miller, 2-0. Takes a hack at the 2-0 and can't get it. Dennis last year making 7 late season starts for the Cubs, going 2-2 with a 4.35 earned run average. Started September 6th at St. Louis against his brother. First time brothers had opposed each other since August 29th of '96, when Ramon and Pedro squared off at Olympic Stadium. And another clash of the brothers. And of course, Pedro and Ramon having the chance to pitch on the same ball club with the Red Sox here. 2-2 to Bill Miller. Sliced foul down the left field line. You know, I got the chance to know Ramon a little bit when he was down in Pawtucket. Not very, very well, but he came down to rehab, trying to work his way back. It was my impression that Pedro and Ramon are about as different as you can get in terms of their personalities. Pedro very animated and outgoing, and Ramon seemed to be more of an introvert a little bit and a lot more quiet.
Yeah, but Pedro also had a tremendous amount of respect for his brother.
Miller laces this to right. It gets down and it heads for the corner. Millar will head for the plate. So will Nixon. One runs in. Here comes Trott all the way around. He's in. To third goes Bill Miller. The Red Sox on top, 5-0.
Now, Bill Miller is just an extra base machine for the Red Sox. 32 hits now on the season, 14 doubles, 2 triples, and 3 home runs. All the way down in that right field corner, going around the boards. By the time Everett's able to chase it down, a couple of more runs in, the Red Sox have their second triple of the night, and that's going to be the night for Bennis.
So he hangs around for 3+, but a tough inning here in the bottom of the 4th. The Red Sox, on the benefit of 4 hits, have got to him for 3 additional runs. And he will be headed off here after 3+ innings. New pitcher coming on. Red Sox on top, 5-0.
5-0 Red Sox here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, there are 9 games left on this homestand. 3 with Anaheim this weekend. Then the Yankees come to town Monday through Wednesday. And next weekend, come out to see the Sox take on the Indians. Tickets are available 24 hours a day, toll free at 877 Red Sox 9 at redsox.com and during business hours here at Fenway.
Alan Bennis gone after 3+ innings, giving up 7 hits so far. He's given up 5 runs. Responsible still for Miller, who stands at third. He walked 2 and struck out 1. He turns things over to Todd Van Poppel.
Opened the season out of the Sable list with a strained right groin. Just recently joined the Texas Rangers. Has made 1 start for the Rangers in his 4th appearance overall. Only 8 1/3 innings, 10 hits allowed. Opponents hitting .270 off Van Poppel.
Miller at third base, one of 2 triples tonight for the Red Sox as Jason Varitek stands in. Varitek a strikeout victim, swinging in the third. Infield in for the Texas Rangers, as they're now trying to preserve a 5-run deficit.
That start that Van Poppel made on May 3rd against Cleveland, that was his first start since back in the year 2000 against St. Louis. 109 relief appearances between starts.
He's a veteran, 31 years of age, 6'5", 235 pounds. First reaching the major leagues with the Oakland A's back in 1991. A strike to Varitek, and it evens up at 2-2. With Oakland from 91 through 96, and Detroit, Texas in 98, into the Cubs for parts of 2 years, and then back to Texas. Into right for Varitek, and in from third comes Miller. Red Sox lead it 6-0. Fifth consecutive hit here in the bottom of the fourth.
4 singles and 1 triple. Infield pulled in for Varitek.
All you got to do is make that infield to move a couple of steps. The range obviously limited playing in, and Red Sox pick up another run.
Here's Johnny Damon. Damon 0 for 1 with a walk.
I guess when Miller hits a single, we shouldn't count that. Got to be a double, triple.
He's all about extra base hits so far this season, and in this stretch anyway. Of all the acquisitions you heard about during the offseason, he was the least heralded coming into spring training, and has been a marvelous pickup for Theo Epstein and the Red Sox. Four pitches. Johnny Damon gets the walk. Second time tonight he's walked. 6 in a row to reach here for the Red Sox in the bottom of the fourth inning.
Number 12, Todd Walker.
So 2 on, nobody out. Walker is singled and grounded out. He has scored a run tonight. On the ground, right side. Michael Young to second for 1, on to first. They turn the double play, and on to third goes Jason Varitek with 2 down.
You got 2 real good defensive players in the middle of the infield for the Rangers. Michael Young, very solid defensively at second base, and of course we all know about A-Rod. Between them, they've only got 3 errors on the season, 2 by Young and 1 by Rodriguez.
Well, the book is closed on Alan Benes. 3+, 7 hits, 6 runs, all earned. He walked 2 and struck out 1. This one will skip away from Green, and it quickly ricochets back to him. No chance for Varitek.
Pretty good read by Varitek. That ball just really carrying back hard back toward the catcher. Anytime you see the ball go by like that, you figure a guy's going to score easy, but that ball just really bounced back to Todd Green. Varitek, if he continues, only would have been out by about 20 feet. Pretty good decision. Hey, that might be our Sam Adams decision of the game.
Let's go right ahead right now and say that that should be the good decision of the game, since we've been kind of scuffling the last couple of nights coming up with one. Omar is the 8th man to bat in the inning for Boston. Tripled his last time up and drove in a pair. As he takes the strike, thought he was going to take the walk. It's now 3-1. We got the bad news from Jim Wolf.
Omar almost never says a word to an umpire.
Ball 4. Second walk of the inning given up by Todd Van Poppel since he has come on. I think it's better to have some kind of relationship with the umpire if you're always up there talking to him, not always being confrontational, but to talk to him from time to time.
I think it goes both ways. You know, you can have a pleasant relationship. I don't think it gets you any pitches. I think guys get a lot of respect when they don't talk to him at all.
Manny is the 9th Red Sox hitter in the bottom of the 4th inning.
It's always that one guy that seems like you have problems with, you know, and it's not always their fault. A lot of times it's your own fault. But you just don't seem to see eye to eye on anything, you know?
Was there one that stuck out for you that you just didn't get along with?
I got along with all of them. There was a couple that didn't like me, though. There were more than one.
Chopped out of the reach of the third baseman. Blaylock into left. Veritek will scamper home, and the Red Sox grab their 7th run on top, 7-0.
Manny picks up RBI number 26. The beat goes on for the Red Sox here in the 4th inning. There's been a couple of this inning gone by the dive of Blaylock at third base.
David Ortiz began the inning with an infield hit to shortstop. He's 2 for 2 in the ball game tonight. Tardy on that cut. 1-1 now to Ortiz. I can't imagine with as even keeled as you are that you got run very much. You couldn't have been more than ejected maybe once or twice in your career.
Yeah, I wish it was once or twice. And you know what?
More than that?
Most of the time, it really was not the umpire's fault. It's your own fault.
To right, Everett this time moves back and makes the catch to retire the side. Red Sox sent 10 men to the plate, and they're able to come up with 5. On top now, 7-0. The Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Crown Royal. Enjoy its smooth taste with friends tonight. By New England Toyota dealers, get the feeling. And by Citizens Bank, not your typical bank. It's on now to the top of the 5th inning. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park. And the Red Sox with 2 in the 3rd, 5 in the 4th. On top now, 7-0 for Pedro Martinez. He will face Ryan Christensen, Michael Young, and Carl Everett here in the top of the 5th inning.
Is he out of the box? No, says the umpire.
He's definitely on the move.
Drops the back leg, trying to drop one down at third base line. Comes up to hit him, but he's still in the batter's box, so he is not out.
Christensen struck out his first time, one of 6 Pedro strikeouts. Drops in there for a strike. 1-2. Pedro with 57 pitches so far, 41 for strikes. Missing away. 2-2. Struck him out. 7th strikeout for Pedro. Struck out Green to end the fourth. He opens the fifth with a strikeout of Ryan Christensen.
Well, get the Globe's award-winning sports coverage every day. Call 1-800-984-5335 for 50% off home delivery. The Boston Globe, your world unfolding daily.
One down for Michael Young. Young singled his first time, one of only 3 hits off Pedro in this one. You gonna do my side too?
Sure, if you want.
Thank you. It's so standing easy.
Need to close the windows, a little chilly. But problem is a little dirty, so he couldn't see out. Housekeeping.
Nice work.
There you go, Wally.
Make sure Wally's area there is as good as ours.
How's that, better?
Very nice. Got all his fingerprints off. It did look like Spider-Man had crawled all over the front of our window here. If this doesn't work out for you, that maybe window washing is something you may want to look into.
All right, now we can see the field.
Strike 3, back-to-back Ks for Pedro, 8 in all, and 2 quick outs here in the fifth.
Well, maybe the Texas Rangers were hoping tonight that Pedro was still bothered by the bad leg, but that's certainly not the case at all. Pinpoint location, fastball away. Back-to-back strikeouts here in the fifth.
Two down as Everett stands in. He struck out in the first. Dropped a sacrifice bunt down in the third inning. And it's grounded foul over by the Red Sox dugout. First base side for Carl Everett. Been a topic when it comes to Carl Everett about how close he is, especially from the left side to the plate. And the point of contention here that got him into a mess at Fenway Park. Doesn't appear to be as close as he was at one point. Still pretty close, but not as close.
That all started, I believe, was that against the Mets and Bobby Valentine was the manager?
Yes, I believe you're correct. Three and one to Everett. 2 down here in the top of the fifth inning. Everett lifts it in the air to right. Nixon moving back now in, and Wynn's going to play with it, but Trott is there to make the catch. 1, 2, 3, top of the fifth for Pedro. On to the bottom of the fifth. 7-0 Red Sox. Back at Fenway, 7-0. Red Sox on top on to the bottom of the fifth inning. And Kevin Millar to lead it off as the Red Sox sent 10 men to the plate in the fourth and scored 5 times. And Millar sends this down the left field line, foul.
Well, we'd like to send along best wishes to Matt Retchuk, who was recovering from brain surgery at Deaconess Hospital. And we certainly hope everything's going well.
2 fouled off the right side. Is that hospital here in Boston?
Deaconess, yep. Just down the street a bit.
The 0-2, and it is 1-2 to Millar. It'll be Millar, Nixon, and Miller in the inning. Red Sox so far getting some great pitching tonight from Pedro Martinez through the first 5, but Jason Shield now up in the Boston bullpen. The Red Sox on top by 7, on top 7-0 right now as they bat.
Well, with the lead the Red Sox have, and the fact that Pedro on a cool night, we may not see too much more of him in this ball game.
Sends it foul down the right field line. Well,
matter of fact, if the Red Sox were able to put a few more runs on the board this inning, it could be the end. That's why they have Shield going maybe up in the bullpen right now.
Thrown 69 pitches in the game tonight, and Grady did say while they were not overly concerned that they would be precautionary, as this one misses to Millar, and he works a walk to begin things here in the inning. Time now for the Heineken What's on Tap. The Anaheim Angels here tomorrow night for the first game, and the first one will be on UPN 38 in Boston. Nesson outside of Boston. Fox has the game on Saturday at 1:20, and we're back with you on Sunday at 1:30. Our start time against the world champion Anaheim Angels. And you'll be working all three of those games this weekend. Jerry working the Fox game along with Josh Lewin.
And Anaheim playing a little bit better. They've won a couple in a row, although they trailed tonight against the Yankees. Anaheim back tonight at that 500 mark.
Apparently their sale went through today, so their club was bought.
So Disney's out, huh?
In a year where Anaheim could have two world champions, the Anaheim Angels and certainly Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
Yeah, they got the 3-zip lead now over Bob Kurtz's Minnesota Wild.
And their first strike to Nixon. And Popple has been on since last inning when Alan Bennis left after 3+. And Van Popple worked the remainder of the inning. He's charged with one run of his own. Jason Shield continuing to warm in the Boston bullpen. As Nixon strikes out, tried to hold up in the middle, could not. First strikeout for Todd Van Poppel.
Like a slider here from Van Poppel to pick up the strikeout, down and in on Trot Nixon. At the beginning of the season, Trot had quite a few strikeouts that he had built up early, but has cut back on those. That's his 19th now, but he's walked 15 times. He's kind of raised that walk level and certainly cut down on the strikeout numbers.
That's some pretty high strikeout numbers in spring training, if I'm not mistaken, also. Not a great barometer, but a tough spring. This is to Bill Miller. It's 1-1. Miller's been on base twice tonight, a walk and a triple, and has driven in 2. Did he go? They'll check at third. Yes, he did, says Larry Young, the third base umpire. They tried to hold up.
It looked like a pretty good call from that angle.
Lined and cut at third by Blaylock. They will double off Millar at first, and that'll do it. So we played 5-7-0 Red Sox.
All Red Sox so far on this one, 7-0 as we go to the 6th inning. We'll stay tuned after the game for WB Mason's Extra Innings, New England Red Sox postgame show. Extra highlights, extra interviews, and extra analysis hosted by Bob Rogers and a new lineup of studio analysts. After the last inning, the action is just beginning. Todd Walker expected to join the fellas tonight after the ball game. That's pretty good to make a commitment to do the show prior to your performance. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't want to be trapped in a situation where I had a lousy night and then had to go on a television show.
So you would want to make that decision after the game?
I probably would rather not do it at all, to be quite honest with you, because you don't know what's going to happen, you know, so why commit? Some guys don't mind. They're very comfortable doing that, but I'd rather be on the Mass Pike.
Truth be told.
0 for 4, you know.
Well, Todd Walker has a hit tonight. He's 1 for 3 and will be with the Bobs after the game. This is in the center field, a base hit for Hank Blaylock, who has held hitless so far tonight, the league leader in batting average coming in, but has a base hit here, and the Rangers have the lead man on in the 6th as Pedro's back out there on the mound.
9-game hitting streak now for Blaylock, the league's leading hitter in the American League. Fastball up and away, hooks it right back up the middle for the base hit.
And it'll bring up A-Rod, who walked in the first, struck out swinging in the 3rd. One of 8 strikeouts tonight for Pedro Martinez.
Yeah, it's nothing against the fellas on the show. It's just that you want to be on a show with a good attitude, you know, upbeat and, you know, but
you go 0 for 4 and punch out 3 times.
It's hard to turn it around and, you know, be pleasant and everything and come off looking bad and people don't like you and
unfriendly. And on the ground towards Miller at 3rd. He'll try to start it to second for 1, on to first, and it's not in time. In hard at second went Blaylock.
Yeah, he just got enough of Todd Walker at second base to cause Walker to throw a little changeup to first base, and not able to complete the double play. The ball's not really hit all that hard either. He was jammed on that pitch. Comes across the bag, gets taken out, and just a little bit late at first base. A-Rod hustling hard all the way down the line.
One out, one on. Rafael Palmeiro's 0 for 2. He's grounded back to the mound and out to first.
Well, our crack staff has given us some information on guys that have been on the post-game show, and I think it's a good thing to commit early now. I changed my mind.
It's been a good decision for them.
Nixon homered and had 2 hits prior to going on. Shea Hillenbrand 4 RBI, 3 hits. Brandon Lyon picked up his 5th save. He was a post-game guest. Fossum didn't play and Millar didn't play, so they're in a good mood. They didn't make any outs or give up any home runs or anything. So, I mean, they've had good luck.
Off the bat of Palmeiro, Ortiz into foul ground, ranging to the Boston dugout, and he can't make the catch. Had one more step to go. Ortiz really didn't know it as he never took his eye off the ball and can't get it.
Now, one thing about Fenway, unlike some of the other ballparks that have a railing, there's nothing in front of the Red Sox dugout or the third base dugout. So when you're trying to keep your eye on the ball, you really don't have much room for error. Plus, I didn't see a lot of help there from some of his teammates. He was kind of much on his own there.
They're a good distance away.
Yeah.
1-1 to Palmeiro. And the shift on for Palmeiro, and it doesn't work. Through the right side under the glove of Nomar, and heading for 3rd goes A-Rod on the single by Palmeiro. 3 infielders on the right side, and he still finds a way to get one through.
Number 19, Juan Gonzalez.
There you see the shift, and just to the left of Garciaparra. He'll go into the dive, can't quite knock it down, and a little 1st and 3rd action here against Pedro in the 6th inning.
It'll bring up Juan Gonzalez. So it's been a good thing to go on.
Yeah, those guys have committed early. They've had a lot of success in the game, and it's been a very pleasant experience to be on the W.B. Mason postgame show.
Juan Gonzalez doubled his last time up, 1 for 2 tonight. As Pedro has gone 5 1/3 shutout innings so far tonight. Texas, for the first time in the game, has a base runner at 3rd. Popped up into shallow center. Nomar headed out. Damon coming in, and Johnny will make the catch. Staying at 3rd base is Rodriguez, with Damon not deep at all in center field, retrieving out number 2.
Left fielder, number 21, Ruben Sierra.
Pedro Martinez working here in the 6th inning. And at 79 pitches in the game, 54 strikes. We face Ruben Sierra. His first year in the big leagues was 1986. And he made it up to the Texas Rangers for the first time. Born in Puerto Rico but resides in Miami, Florida during the offseason. His major league career has now spanned 14 seasons.
Went away for a little while from the big leagues and has returned, and he's always done a pretty decent job against Pedro. Got a hit tonight, 286 coming into the game.
This is his third go around as a member of the Texas Rangers. A strike to Sierra. 1-2 now. Pedro Martinez with 8 strikeouts through 5 2/3. A-Rod's at third. Palmeiro over at first. And the 1-2. What a piece to stay alive. Red Sox out hitting Texas 9-5 as the Rangers bat here in the top of the 6th inning. Pedro's strikeout high, 10 on the season. Foul to our left, backing out of play. Actually 10 on the road, 12 at home is the most for Pedro this season. He did that against the Minnesota Twins. His 12K performance Saturday day game against the Twins right here at Fenway is part of a complete game 9-1 victory. And 10Ks were at Anaheim on the 27th of April. Woody here with the 1-2. And Sierra sends it to center field. Damon backhand under to make the catch to end the inning. We've now played 5.5, 7-0 Boston. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park as we head to the last of the 6th inning. Red Sox on top 7-0, and Texas will employ their third pitcher of the night, Brian Schaus.
Brian Schaus, a one-time member of the Red Sox organization, pitched 7 games for the Red Sox back in 1998. Overall, his 13th appearance of the year for the Texas Rangers.
He takes over for Todd Van Poppel, who in 2 innings giving up 2 hits, a run. He walked 3 and struck out 1. Jason Varitek to lead it off as we head here to the last half of the 6th inning. It'll be Varitek, Johnny Damon, and Todd Walker in the inning. Varitek out after the first one. A-Rod to Palmeiro for out number 1. Let's check in with Tom Caron. Tom?
Don, thanks. Here with 50 firefighters from the Woonsocket Fire Department down in Rhode Island. Scott Labonte organized it. Pretty big crew here.
Yes, very big. We're excited about the turnout we had, and we try to do something every year where we can get everyone together. In wintertime, we come to see the Bruins, and in the summertime, we come to see the Red Sox.
Woonsocket is Rocco Baldelli country. They're pretty excited about Rocco down there.
Yes, Rocco's a big hit in Woonsocket. His father used to be on our job. Many years ago, his father was a Woonsocket firefighter.
Now, Chris is one of the firefighters. Real quick, Chris, I want to ask you about your seat here. You are a row of 1. You're all alone down here with all your friends.
Well, what happened was I wasn't playing well with others on the bus, so they told me if I sat here and behaved, I'd be able to join the group on the way home and not have to sit in the back of the bus.
Just like standing alone in the back of the fire department, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Tom. In the single seat there. Well, a double for Johnny Damon down the line in left. The Red Sox, every one of them have a hit now.
Against the left-hander, Damon just slicing that ball down the left field line. Sierra can't catch up to it and bounces up in the stands for the ground rule double. Damon's been on base 3 times tonight. Couple of walks, now the double.
He was the last member of the starting 9 not to have a hit. He now does have a hit for the Red Sox with his double with 1 down. Here's Todd Walker, who has a hit. He's 1 for 3. Grounds it right side. Palmeiro knocks it down, and Walker will reach. On to third goes Johnny Damon.
Well, if anything, Rafael Palmeiro saves a run. The ball gets by him. It's probably in the right field, but another run for the Red Sox. He knocks it down, but it gets far enough away from him where they can't get Walker at first base. Once again, the Red Sox piling up the hits in this game.
The Red Sox out hitting Texas 11-5 with 1 out, runners at the corners, and here's Nomar. Nomar popped out to second in the first. He tripled in the third and then walked in the 4th inning. Ryan Schaus, left-hander, brought on here to pitch the bottom of the 6th inning for the Texas Rangers. Spent part of 2 years in Japan after he left the Red Sox. Pitched here in 1998. 7 appearances out of the Boston bullpen. Never a winner in a Red Sox uniform. He was 0-1 in his 7 appearances out of the Red Sox pen, spending the bulk of that year with the Pawtucket Red Sox. And then went to Japan for parts of 2 seasons. Did not return to the major leagues until 2002 as a member of the Kansas City Royals. And 23 relief appearances out of the Royals bullpen. Down the third base line, a fair ball. It'll kick off the box seats as Damon will score. Walker heads to third, and Nomar to second is safely into second base with an RBI double, and the Red Sox lead it 8-0.
Right down the third base line, that sidearm delivery. Nomar hitting on top of the ball, and that topspin carries it quickly by Blaylock. Blaylock's been diving to his left, to his right, and just coming up short on most of those ground balls that get him by him.
Left fielder.
So Garciaparra with 3 RBI in the night. 25 now total on the season.
Well, Texas brings the infield in all the way around with runners at second and third and 1 down. As Brian Schaus was able to get Veritek to ground out to short to begin the inning, but since then a double, an infield single, and another double.
And guess what? Manny's going to get intentionally walked here. First base open. It'll be his 8th of the year. That'll tie him with Carlos Delgado.
Not the first time, and certainly will not be the last time.
No, Don, as a matter of fact, it's the 8th time.
And I'm saying that 8 is not the number he will stop at. David Ortiz will be the hitter that they will next go after. After he's been intentionally walked, the Red Sox are 2-4-5. The next hitter, and he'll make his way down to first.
First baseman. Number 34, David Ortiz.
1 away, bases loaded for David Ortiz, who's 2 for 3 tonight. A single in the second, a single in the 4th. And he lined out to right field also in the 4th inning. As the Red Sox sent 10 men to the plate in the 4th and scored 5 times. And Schaus gets the first one by Ortiz. Schaus with that nasty delivery for left-handed hitters. Schaus, the left-hander, brought on here to pitch the bottom of the 6th inning.
David Ortiz this season 3 for 18 against left-handed pitching.
This is away, and it's now 2-1 to Ortiz. Her third, Garcia Parra at second, Ramirez at first, and Ortiz sends that foul back into the seats. Over by the Red Sox on deck circle where Kevin Millar waits. Red Sox with right-handed action up in their bullpen. Jason Shield had been up earlier. Another foul ball for Ortiz. And this time it's Mike Timlin, who we saw in the ball game last night. And the Red Sox bullpen has been outstanding. 4 scoreless innings by 3 pitchers last night. And over the last 9 games, that Boston bullpen has had a 1.24 earned run average. Just 4 earned runs in 29 innings pitched. Bullpen that did not appear Grady had a great deal of confidence in early, but the pendulum has swung on that. 2-2 grounded out of the reach of A-Rod into center field. 1 run is in. Here comes another. Nomar on his way in. The Red Sox add 2 to their total and making it even. 10-0 Red Sox lead.
Well, Ortiz is on fire. 3 hits in the game tonight. Gets a tough hit here against a tough left-hander. Drives in a couple of runs. Gives him 14 now in the season. And out comes Buck Showalter.
Showalter will come out to talk to Schaus. They have right-handed action in their bullpen. There's a tough inning for Brian Schaus after getting the first out of the inning. Getting Veritek to ground to short. Since then, a double, a single, a double, the intentional walk, and a single, and that'll do it for the Texas left-hander. So Schaus is done, and Texas will employ their 4th pitcher of the night. We're in the bottom of the 6th. The Red Sox on top 10-0.
10-0 Red Sox here in the 6th inning. Sports King continue on every road trip to New York this season, beginning with the May 26th game against the Yankees. Sports King, the sports travel experts, handle everything including hotel accommodations and tickets to the games. To book your trip, call 781-279-4950 or visit sportsking.com.
Well, the Texas Rangers bring on their 4th pitcher, right-hander Jay Powell.
Powell, another guy that was on the disabled list early in the season. He had vertigo-like symptoms all through spring training, a result of a viral infection, and came off the DL back on May 3rd. He's made 10 appearances, a record of 1-0.
Former Red Sox infielder Nick Esaski had vertigo.
Really cost him his career. Never was the same after he left the Red Sox and had that problem.
A great year here. I want to say it was 1989, if I'm not mistaken. His only season as a member of the Red Sox. Here's Kevin Millar with runners at first and second, 1 down. Jay Powell from Meridian, Mississippi, 31 years of age. Big leagues with the Florida Marlins, Houston Astros, Colorado Rockies. Now Texas. Millar sends it to short. A-Rod to second for 1, on to first. They're able to turn the double play. Red Sox get 3 more, and at the end of 6, lead at 10-0. Well, defensive change for the Red Sox. Damian Jackson into the game at shortstop. And the Red Sox have a new pitcher. Pedro leaves after 6, and here's Jason Shield.
Shield making his 8th appearance for the Red Sox. His record stands at 1-0. He has worked 11 2/3, 9 hits allowed, only 2 earned runs, 4 walks and 8 strikeouts. And Shield last worked against Minnesota on Friday in the road trip. A couple of innings in that game, 1 walk and a couple of strikeouts. Some question whether he would be sent back to AAA. It was Woodard that was sent back when Robert Person was activated by the Red Sox.
Well, Pedro Martinez tonight worked 6 innings, giving up 5 hits, no runs. He walked 1, and he struck out 8 through 84 pitches, 58 for strikes, and leaves the game with a 10-0 Red Sox lead. So All the questions about Pedro and his groin coming into the game tonight, and the answer is 6 shutout innings from the Red Sox ace. He struck out 8. Todd Green, the Texas catcher, probably among the Texas Rangers happy to see Pedro go. Todd Green struck out twice tonight, once in the 2nd and once in the 4th inning. And Shield gets the first one by him. Ten runs on 13 hits for Boston tonight. Well, Texas no runs and 5 hits. Neither club has made a miscue. Popped up foul. Back comes Veritek. He won't have a play as that'll land on the screen. Sox in their 40th game of the year, and they are a game back of the Yankees heading into tonight's action. The Red Sox trying to better their home record to 14-4 with a victory. That's what they do tonight. And the Red Sox are in the midst of a long homestand. Include the arrival of the Anaheim Angels after their ball game tonight in New York. Beginning a 3-game series over the weekend. The Red Sox will feature Tim Wakefield against Ramon Ortiz here tomorrow night in game 1 of the series. While these Rangers will move over to Yankee Stadium. Open up a series against the New York Yankees. Sounds like there's a good bit of rain on hand tomorrow in New York. The rest of the series has Derek Lowe matched up against Jared Washburn on Saturday. And Sunday will be John Burkett against right-hander John Lackey. Green hits this deep and far to left center field. That ball is up and gone. Into the first row of the monster seats. A solo home run for Todd Green. Just activated before the ball game from the DL. And the Rangers are on the board. It's 10-1 Boston.
Well, in limited playing time, Todd Green picks up his 3rd home run of the season and his 4th RBI. Curveball there just stayed about belt high, and Green really put a charge in this. You have to tonight with that wind blowing in. You see clearly on top of the wall for the home run.
Ryan Christensen stands in. He's 0 for 2. He struck out looking and swinging tonight. And the first pitch strike from Jason Shield. Rangers and Red Sox bullpens respectively quiet right now. Shield on for the Red Sox. Texas has used 4 pitchers in the game. Up at 1-1. Christensen getting the start in last night's game, not playing the first game of the series. He has now started 23 games in center field since being brought up from Oklahoma on April the 8th. Popped up into right center field. Todd Walker moving back. Now coming on. The wind knocks that down, and Walker makes the catch for out number 1. An adventure tonight. Anything in the air with that wind blowing in hard from center field.
Michael Young.
One down. A run in for the Rangers here in the top of the 7th inning. And here's Michael Young, who from his number 9 spot tonight, 1 for 2. He singled to center in the 3rd. One of 5 hits off Pedro tonight. His 38th start at second base tonight for the Rangers. And he too has been very good. 6th in the American League in fielding percentage. Chopped to third. On the move is Miller on the run and in time to get Young. 2 down.
I wonder some of these fellows that come from the National League to the Red Sox, whether they feel like Fenway plays similar to Wrigley Field in Chicago. You know, Wrigley, when that wind blows in early in the year, can be a very big ballpark, just like Fenway. But then when that wind shifts and blows out, it becomes a very small ballpark.
Have you ever been to Wrigley Field?
I have never been. It's amazing, but I've never been to Wrigley Field.
I think that's the thing that disappointed me the most about the schedule this year. The Red Sox playing the NL Central this year, but the Cubs are omitted from that schedule. The Red Sox playing the Phillies and Marlins instead. And an unfortunate scheduling snafu that would have been quite a matchup. Carl Everett sends it deep and far down the right field line. Stays fair. It's gone, but it is a fair ball and gone.
He's going to enjoy this trot.
Everett all the way around, his 13th home run of the year to tie his teammate's production, Juan Gonzalez. And it's now 10-2 Boston.
Fans have been getting on Carl this whole series, and you know that he likes that run around the bases. Looked like a slider that time, and right down the line, and certainly well past the pesky pole.
Now Hank Blaylock, who singled his last time up, wraps this outside of first and foul.
And since I've been involved in the big leagues since 1975, most of the time we go to Chicago. The Cubs obviously are on the road. There's very few occasions where both teams are home at the same time. Now they want the fans to throw back the home run ball out there in right field. That's got to be a tough choice, you know?
You're lucky enough to catch a ball here at Fenway Park.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden they demand you throw the ball back. Suppose it's some little kid.
Yeah.
You know?
A lot of pressure.
You know what you do when you come? Bring an old lousy ball with you.
Throw that one back. Yeah. To give the illusion of throwing the actual home run ball back. The 0-2 to Hank Blaylock. Got him. Jason Shield comes back to strike out Blaylock. 2 home runs in the inning. It's 10-2 Boston at the end of 6.5.
7th inning stretch at Fenway. The Red Sox have the 10-2 lead. Well, the World Series champion Anaheim Angels make their only visit of the season to Fenway this weekend. The series gets underway at 7:05 tomorrow night. And continues at 1:20 Saturday, 2:05 Sunday. Tickets are available 24 hours a day, toll free at 877 Red Sox 9 at redsox.com or during business hours here at Fenway Park.
Bottom of the 7th inning, back at Fenway, 10-2. Red Sox on top. A couple of solo home runs for the Rangers in the 7th inning. Todd Green and Carl Everett. Nixon can't hold up and takes a strike here, a swinging strike. Nixon 1 for 3 with a run driven in tonight. And he faces the right-hander Jay Powell, the 4th Texas pitcher of the night. Ryan Schaus worked a third of an inning, giving up 4 hits, 3 runs, all earned. Walked one. It was an intentional walk of Manny Ramirez. And he did not strike anybody out. Again to Nixon, 3-1. The Texas Rangers coming in hitting a great deal so far in this season, but the Red Sox have kept them under wraps for the most part. Nixon pops this up into shallow center. Late break for Ryan Christensen. Out goes A-Rod, and he'll make the catch. Whole host of Rangers around him, but there's out number one.
See A-Rod telling everybody else that wind really blowing the ball back in toward home plate.
Miller.
Well, those middle infielders really have to pay attention to that, and they have for the most part tonight.
Yeah, balls that go up there that you normally probably quit on. You've got to stay with it tonight.
One down for Bill Miller. Walked in the third, tripled in the fourth, and lined into a double play in the fifth. Lines this one to the gap in left center field. Christensen lets it go through to the wall. Miller still running, will pull up at second base with a one-out double.
That's all. You can't get a single. There's no way he can get a single. 15 doubles now on the season for Miller. Down and away, finds that gap in left center field. And Miller tonight with a triple, a couple of RBIs, and now the double.
They finally threw the baseball back, I guess, after much worshing down there in right field, and threw it in the general direction of Everett out there, apparently.
Well, those were long negotiations.
Yeah. And they're still out there barking in the direction of Everett. Jason Varitek in, and he will promptly line this into center field. Bill Miller being waved around. Christensen is up and throwing. That throw off the mark and cut off. Miller's in, and the Red Sox lead it 11-2.
Now Varitek over the last week and a half to 2 weeks really starting to swing the bat better from the left side of the plate. Early in the season, all the success coming from the right side, but another 2-hit game tonight. A couple of RBI, and the beat goes on here for the Red Sox. And Buck Showalter coming out. He's not happy about something. I think they're
another
throwing,
ball, Jerry.
Yeah, things are being thrown out there in the outfield, and let's knock it off.
There's a ball about 12 feet from Everett.
Yeah, that's what Showalter's concerned about now. He's going right to that second base umpire, and
Carl's already been hit by his cell phone. That was earlier in the year in Oakland.
There's no need for this, folks. Buck's hot. He was fired up coming out of that dugout. He threw something behind him and then just started to make his way out to the outfield.
And Buck headed out in the direction of Carl Everett now, as he has talked to the umpiring crew in the infield. He wants to see what he wants to do. And we're pointing over in the general direction of where that ball may have come from. There were two different balls, one earlier in the sequence, and one late.
Yeah, that was the second time.
Buck appears to be done. A few more words for the umpire on the way by. Jay Powell throwing some warm-up pitches in the meantime. And stopping to talk to Larry Young on the way by as well. And while this goes on, the sort of been sensing the crowd a little bit further out there. Everett sort of ignoring what's going on down there in the right field corner, but more time for them to get more whooped up.
Now, you know, there is a rule in the book. I mean, you can pull that team off the field if you feel it's unsafe to play, and if it doesn't become safe to play, the game can be forfeited. I don't think you're going to see that happen here, obviously, but come on, there's no need for that stuff.
And the announcement here in the public address. One out in the last half of the seventh inning. A run in for the Red Sox. Jason Varitek is at first with one away. And Johnny Damon in. He's got a hit tonight. He doubled. And there are some lonely places, but you got to figure that right field corner here at Fenway Park is certainly one of them.
Well, that right field corner in Yankee Stadium's no day at the beach either.
Right. You're right about that.
Those folks there in the upper deck and down the line, they're right on top of you.
Yeah, they are. And the Everett chant goes up. Paul sort of made it known that he was not terribly happy here in Boston either, which has added to some of this. Inside, it's now 3-0. Well, the fact of the matter is, Carl Everett is off to a terrific start this season. Another home run here. And he is tied now for the league with his 13th home run of the year, and is healthy and has been very productive for Texas. Damon sends it out to right center field. Everett is on the run back towards the track. It's over his head and will one off the wall. Meanwhile, Varitek will be stopped at third. The second double of the night for Johnny Damon.
Everett almost made a catch again like he did last night here at Fenway, heading back toward the bullpen area. This ball, though, hit too hard by Damon, and he couldn't catch up to it. Damon 4 times tonight has been on base. 2 walks and now 2 doubles.
Well, Todd Walker with 2 hits in the game, batting with 2 in scoring position and 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Walker sends it to right. Everett is there to make the catch. Tagging from third is Varitek, and the throw not in time. Moving over to third goes Damon. The Red Sox add a run to their total, and it's 12-2 Boston. Damian Jackson for the first time tonight. He took over for Nomar an inning ago defensively. Red Sox on top 12-2. And Damian Jackson out after the first pitch, lifting it to center field. And the catch made there by Christensen. That'll do it. Red Sox on top 12-2.
12-2 as we go to the top of the 8th at Fenway. Stay tuned after the game for W.B. Mason's Extra Innings, New England's Red Sox post-game show with extra highlights, extra interviews, and extra analysis, hosted by Bob Rogers and a new lineup of studio analysts. After the last inning, the action is just beginning. Todd Walker, guest in the post-game show tonight.
Todd has a couple of hits tonight for the Red Sox as part of their 16-hit attack tonight, leading Texas 16-7. Jeremy Giambi takes over in left defensively for Manny Ramirez. And Jason Shield out there for his second inning of relief. Alex Rodriguez to lead it off. It's Alex Rodriguez, Rafael Palmeiro, and Juan Gonzalez expected here in the inning. A pretty good trio for the Texas Rangers. A-Rod hitting his 300th home run this season. Back on April 2nd in Anaheim, becoming the youngest player ever to reach the 300 home run mark. 27 years of age. He fouls this one off below us. Tonight's attendance 33,801. It is the second sellout of the season for the Red Sox. Now the 2-1. Thought about it, didn't offer, and it's now 3-1 to A-Rod. Tonight marks his 426th consecutive game. Last time he sat out was on July 23rd of 2000. Ball 4, and Shield walks him to begin things here in the 8th. Well, the first sighting of Oogie Urbina was up in the Texas bullpen with the Red Sox on top by 10 runs. Likely bring him in just for some work. So the last thing Jason Shield wanted to do here with a 10-run lead is he walks the leadoff man in the 8th. Rafael Palmeiro 1 for 3 tonight. Single to right his last time up. A shift on for him on the right side of the Red Sox infield with Nomar, or rather Damian Jackson, on the right side of second base. Palmeiro was able to drive a base hit through that overloaded right side. His last time up in the 6th inning. In the dirt, and Veritek able to gather it 1-1. Rafael Palmeiro, 500 home runs. He's got 6 career home runs at Fenway Park. Oddly, it is the fewest on the road versus any American League opponent. Down and in, and it's 2-1 to Palmeiro. Tonight getting the start at first base for Texas. 36th time he's been at first. Has been used on occasion as the DH. 3-1. Shield struggling with his control right now.
Has left-handed action out in the bullpen for the Red Sox. It was Chen loosening up. Made his debut in a Red Sox uniform in Minnesota over the weekend.
On the ground to first, Ortiz bobbles it for a moment and elects to take the sure out, which was in front of him, and Palmeiro retired 3 unassisted. Up to second goes Rodriguez.
Wise choice by David Ortiz. You got the nice comfortable 10-run lead. No sense in rushing a play at second base and maybe throwing it away. He looked that way, but he'll decide just to take the one out.
So 1 away, and it brings up Juan Gonzalez, who, as a result of the home run by Carl Everett last inning, is company atop the American League now in the home run department. He has 13. So does Carl. Ripped down the left field line by Gonzalez, and that will be a fair ball. Coming around from second is A-Rod to score, and into second with an RBI double goes Juan Gonzalez. And the Rangers get their 3rd run. It's now 12-3 Boston.
Well, Gonzalez once again healthy. It looks like he's primed to have himself another one of those big years that he's accustomed to having. A couple of hits tonight. The RBI, as a matter of fact, 2 doubles for Gonzalez.
One down for Ruben Sierra with Gonzalez at second base. Sierra with an infield hit back in the 2nd inning is 1 for 3 tonight. Strike 1 to Sierra. Sierra's now gone 12+ games without an RBI. And his 14th contest without an extra base hit as he takes a wild cut at this one. 0-2. third stint with the Texas Rangers. 278 career home runs does Sierra, sixth most in history among switch hitters, and the most of any active switch hitter in the major leagues. He strikes out this time. Shield gets out number 2. 2 down. Let's check in with Tom Caron. Tom?
Well, thanks very much. It's a little cold down here as the night goes on. You can see Velma here is all bundled up. A little cold?
Very cold.
Got the kids with the hoods on. There are Citizens Bank night. Your typical fans. John, everyone's got the hoods going, but you guys have stayed tough through the game.
Oh, yeah, we're having a great time. It's a little chilly, but we're hanging tough.
Never thought about leaving?
No, never.
Got to go all the way to the end. John, you having fun?
Well, yeah.
A little cold?
Mostly, yeah.
There are Citizens Bank night. Your typical fan. Of course, the good news, about an hour and a half, it's going to warm up with that eclipse. Let's go back upstairs.
Thanks, Tom. Everything will be very warm if you go along with my theory from last night. Just a short time here. What is it? Just after 10, right?
10:30, I think.
Oh, okay. 2 down. Juan Gonzalez at second base, and Todd Green. It's hit off the helmet. Tucked into that, and we'll head down to first base. A breaking ball. So a hit batsman here with 2 down.
Yeah, tried to duck under the breaking ball, but instead it just continued to follow him and right off the helmet.
Christensen.
Now, Mom and Dad are sticking it out, the game out to the end.
Not sure that it was a consensus decision. It seemed like they took a vote.
I don't know. Dad looks like the kind of guy that wants to stick around the whole game. You know, I think Mom, if you convinced her, she'd probably go ahead and go now, but. They can always go home and say they got interviewed by TC.
That's right. It does not get any better than that.
Now, had they left, that would have never happened.
Not only interviewed, but the chance to meet him in person. It's a pretty special moment. Christensen taking ball 2, 2-0. And Veritek go out and talk to Shield. Bruce Chen still warming in the Boston bullpen.
Now you got a nice lead here. Throw strikes, make them swing the bat. You got 8 guys out there to help you out.
Up, foul off first. Ortiz moving over towards the dugout. See if he gets help this time, and he's out of his reach.
Second one tonight. You know what they'll do tomorrow? Have pop-up practice for him. You just try to hit as many foul balls as they can close to the dugout. Look at Jim Rowe. See Doc Rowe there? He's ducking away.
You're not getting much help from that crew because they're more concerned about getting hit. So 2 over in that direction, and both times out of the reach of Ortiz. 2-1 to Ryan Christensen. 2 outs, runners at first and second. And that one misses. The Red Sox made some defensive changes. Jackson at short, Giambi in left. It made me think about it, Jerry. Maybe at some point you could have like late announcer defensive changes. Like if the game gets a little bit old, it's out of reach.
No, not me, Don.
Cut out like in the 7th inning.
Nope. You never know what you're going to see in a ball game, regardless of the score, how long it takes. You don't want to miss anything. And look, you're going to be here for all 9 and more if you have to.
So you would never pull yourself out of the action just because the game's out of reach, and you could save some of the bullets in your throat?
No. Might see history. You never know. Now, Phil Rizzuto was a different story.
He was gone.
He'd hit the bridge.
He's off at the 3-2, and there's ball 4. The second walk of the inning for Jason Shield, and that'll load him up for Michael Young.
Number 10, Michael Young.
Young singled in the 3rd, 1 for 3 tonight from his number 9 spot in the order. Not have a grand slam in his career. Check swing grounder back to Shield. He will run a little, throw a little, and end the inning. Boston on top 12-3. Don Orsillo and Jerry Remy back at Fenway Park as we get ready for the bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox on top 12-3. Quite a night offensively for the Red Sox. For Nomar as well. A double, a triple, and 3 runs batted in. Bill Miller, a 2-run triple. David Ortiz with 3 singles and 2 runs batted in. Pedro, 6 shutout innings, 5 hits. He struck out 8 in his appearance tonight. And Alan Bennis chased after just 3+ innings, giving up 6 runs. Some defensive changes for the Texas Rangers. Mark Teixeira, who was chased from the game last night after being hit by a pitch, takes over in left for Ruben Sierra. Sierra moving from left to right field, and the new shortstop is Donnie Sadler. Over at first base, Herbert Perry into the game for Rafael Palmeiro. And Texas with a new pitcher, Ugueth Urbina.
Been a while since Urbina's been in a game. It was Sunday. Had a tough outing on Sunday against Cleveland and gave up 4 runs, including 2 home runs on Sunday. His ERA in that game went from 1.88 to 4.11. Urbina 10 saves on the season, and that puts him second in the league behind McDougal of Kansas City and Falk of Oakland, who are both tied with 11.
A chilly night at Fenway Park tonight. And the return of Ugueth Urbina. This is game 6 between the Red Sox and the Texas Rangers this year, and this is the first time we've seen Oogie. First pitch at 95 miles per hour from Urbina. Texas signing him as a free agent this past offseason, and after a pretty good year with the Red Sox. Racking up 40 saves for the Red Sox a season ago. With 9 saves the year before with the Red Sox prior to the trade from Montreal. Traded by the Red Sox to the Red Sox for Tomo Oka. Terrific work of Jeremy Giambi to begin things here in the bottom of the 8th.
First baseman, number 34.
Fastball from Urbina, knee high to pick up the strikeout.
His wrist has been bothering him lately. He came on as a defensive change for Manny Ramirez and strikes out for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. Well, David Ortiz, 3 singles in the game tonight. Sends it foul off the left side. Alan Bennis, Todd Van Poppel, Brian Schaus, Jay Powell, and now Oogie Urbina in the game. 5 Texas pitchers tonight. He's combined to surrender 16 hits to the Red Sox in this one. Well, the Red Sox can hold on, and they certainly should here on top 12-3 in the bottom of the 8th inning. Red Sox have bettered their record at 26-14 and make it 3 wins in a row, sweeping the Texas Rangers in this 3-game series. And comes back to strike out Ortiz. Back-to-back Ks for Oogie Urbina, 2 down.
Good velocity from Urbina, both strikeouts. The one to Giambi, and now just throws this ball by David Ortiz. Outside corner with the fastball.
2 outs in the inning, and that'll bring up Kevin Millar, who is 1 for 3 with a walk. He has scored a run. And as always, we'd like to thank our friends from Dunkin' Donuts. Dropped off our usual shipment of coffee and donuts. Very thankful on a very cold night here tonight at Fenway. Christensen in the air to left center field. Christensen moving in from his spot in center. Wynn playing with it, but he catches it, and the Red Sox are gone in order. To the ninth, 12-3 Boston. Red Sox baseball is brought to you by Southwest Airlines and by your New England Ford dealers. If you haven't looked at a Ford lately, look again. It's on now to the top of the ninth inning. Red Sox on top 12-3. They have offense and pretty good pitching tonight from Pedro Martinez. The Red Sox will use their third pitcher of the night, Bruce Chen.
Second appearance in a Red Sox uniform. His first coming Sunday at Minnesota. Had 4 strikeouts in 2 innings against the Twins. First action in the American League. He's been with the Braves, the Phillies, the Mets, the Expos, the Reds, and last team in the National League, the Astros. Named off waivers from the Astros by the Red Sox on May the 7th.
Once one of the biggest prospects in all of baseball in the Atlanta Braves organization, but has bounced around quite a bit lately as he works here in the top of the ninth inning. Herbert Perry to lead it off in Carl Everett's spot. Perry took over at first base and bats in the leadoff spot for Texas. Perry at 222, no homers and a run batted in. Bruce Chen last year saw action with 3 different Major League ball clubs. Was with New York for 1 game, the Mets, Montreal for 15 games, and the Cincinnati Reds for 39. Ended up the year combined 2 and 5. Prior to that, a stop in Philadelphia in 2000, 2001, and the Braves in '99 and part of 2000. First year that Bruce got to the big leagues was 1998. The 1-2 to Perry. On the ground, but right at Todd Walker. He'll fire to Ortiz, and that's out number 1.
Now, this copyrighted telecast presented by the authority of the Boston Red Sox may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. In addition, the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Boston Red Sox. Hi, how are you?
That's a neat camera angle. What is that? Underneath the overhang on the first base side.
Yeah, it looks right down the third base line. You know what camera shot I missed that we had last year we don't have this year? The one that's right on the screen.
The Fletcher cam there, the Fletch cam?
I don't know what the proper name is.
Trying to drop a little TV lingo. It is a robotic camera that is a remote control. Blaylock tonight 1 for 4 in the ball game. In the dirt, and it's 1-2 now to Blaylock. Veritek lunging to his left. Bruce Chen making his Fenway debut here tonight with the Red Sox after appearing in Minnesota for Boston. Jason Shield went 2 innings, giving up 3 hits and 3 runs. He walked 2 and struck out 2. The middleman of the 3 arms used tonight for the Red Sox. The 2-2. Blaylock takes strike 3 from Bruce Chen. 2 down.
Big curveball from Chen to pick up the strikeout. That's 5 now for him in a Red Sox uniform. That's interesting. You know, I always felt like pitcher had advantage when he comes to a new league. Hitters don't know him. This guy spent his whole career in the National League.
A little bit different now with interleague, but Chen's certainly not seeing a lot of these hitters in there for a strike. Red Sox on top 12-3 and an out away from sweeping the series against the Rangers. Here's a strike. And Sadler quickly down 0-2. Sadler just 143 called up to the Rangers from Oklahoma. And misses away 1-2. Sadler and Michael Coleman traded away to the Cincinnati Reds organization for Chris Steins. Spent a season in a Red Sox uniform. Low and away 2-2. It's a good job for Sadler in that he lives semi-close to Arlington in Texas. And he strikes out. Bruce Chen back-to-back Ks to end things here in the ninth. And the Red Sox have swept the Texas Rangers in a 3-game series. 12-3 here tonight.
The Foxwoods chance play of the game, the triple by Bill Miller. This coming back in the 4th inning to drive in a couple of runs. A 5-run inning for the Red Sox. Miller also added a double in this game. The Foxwoods chance play of the game.
So the Red Sox in front of 33,801 better their record at 26-14. Pedro the winner, he's 4-2. The loss goes to Alan Bennis, he's 0-2. Once again the final, Boston 12 Texas 3. Now it's time for the WB Masons extra innings with Bob Rogers and Bob Tewksbury. Bob.